My next question is for Dr. Arindam Chakraborty. Sir, I would like to know how are you balancing your theory and practical classes online? And sir, your suggestion for the students who wants to appear for the competitive exams, keeping in mind the present scenario.
Thank you. First of all, good evening to all of you. I would like to thank all the members of the organizing committee of this mass media group. I feel today's topic on this panel discussion is a matter of great concern for present day educational society, mainly for the students and their parents. Now, coming back to your question, you have rightly pointed out that it became a quite tougher job, or rather challenging job, for all the teachers, mainly from the physical science part. Because the efficiency we could have delivered in a normal day class, I'm not sure how much we could in the present day scenario. So if I compare with a normal day scenario, such as that learning process in physical science mainly comprises of rigorous sessions of theory and practical interaction classes, which I, as a teacher of physics, miss badly. So I myself can sometimes think of that I can balance the theory classes via online mode, but there is no such satisfactory solution for the practical classes as such. Although there are many restrictions for the theory classes also, mainly the eye-to-eye interaction with my students. And also we teachers, while after delivering a lecture in a class, used to have a sense that how much students have gathered from our lectures. This satisfaction of delivering a lecture is also completely missing in these days, which actually drive us to give us the class in more presentable way or more better way. However, this online mode of educational system also has some positive aspect too, as the classes are being made with an audiovisual content. So some of students from class 11 and class 12 that personally contacted me, and they said that they find the class to be more attractive and easier to understand for them. Secondly, as we know that in our school we are keeping all the classes in recorded form, and then we again send them through WhatsApp also. So what I feel that we are creating a virtual e-library of all these classes. That means you have one student is having access to all the chapters and topics in synchronized manner. So suppose he or she want to revise something or revise something in any point of a day, he can quickly go through it. Now, lastly, regarding the practical classes, I find a web portal that is called OLab, that is developed by Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham and CDEC under the guidance or funded by Ministry of Electronics, where practically we are having all the practicals from class 9 to 12 for all the physical science subjects. So I think we can perform the practicals virtually. Now, there is another part of your question is regarding the competitive exam. Now, before going into the in that part, if we just see the statistics, in a particular year, last year, only 2020 and 2021, more than 20 lakh students have appeared for the JEE exam, and there are only 13,000 seats available. So you should have a other than you are a good student, you should have a character. Character means you have to have the courage, or you should be very confident from your inner, from your inside, that yes, I can crack it. Because there are many good students, many toppers who can't crack this JEE exam. So for that, I have shortlisted, I can say some short points which which one student have to have for cracking this competitive exams. So each student nowadays, each students are getting bonus time for preparing for the competitive exams. as they don't have to lose any time in commuting from school to home and vice versa. Secondly, that students should have a fixed routine they should follow during the daytime and during their whole working hours. And also a time-bound plan for entire syllabus should also be there. Further, you have to have the previous year's question papers for different exams like JEE, NEET exams, and there are mock sample papers and topic-wise papers are also there. So you should solve these papers time to time after preparing a topics, and by solving that you will find out that in which topic you are having the good hold and where you are weakening. So then you can make a plan to solve this or make a plan to work upon your weak points. And lastly, in preparation, we as a teacher are always with you. And also nowadays there are some other platforms also available in online mode which can help a student regarding preparing in his or her competitive exam. Hopefully I have answered your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Here's a question coming up from Madam Baby. I think she has got some technical problem. So I would like to move on to Madam.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Vidhi, my question is to you. Kids' online classes are putting parents to test. How do we help parents to overcome their anxiety?
First of all, a very warm good evening to all the team members, and thank you very much for having me here for this very, very relevant discussion of today's time. So your question is that children are putting their parents to stress.
Yes.
I would like to say that whether it is online mode or offline mode, parental interference was always there, and few parents are kind of, helicopter parents. We call it in our psychological term, all the time they are just roving on their children, and they are kind of there are various types of parenting, and one of these is helicopter parenting. So my suggestion to the parents is that try to make your child independent. Try to make your child learn things by themselves. Okay, when the child is born, the child is not able to walk by himself or herself. Then what does the parent do? They just take the child in lap and then the child walks. But once the child starts walking, parents are no more taking the child in lap and walking. But these days, what I have seen, parents are overindulging into their routine activities, into their studies, whether they are, coping with a new mode of learning very well or not. It is good to have a vigilant eyes, but not the over-involvement. Do not do the homework on behalf of your child. Do not just complete the assignment for sake of completing, because it will then defeat the purpose of, giving the assignment from the teacher. If one assignment is given by the teacher and the student is not performing it, just because the parents want their child to be the topper of the class, that's why they are giving their best. The parents are giving their best. So that's not a right approach. I would say whether it is e-learning or the physical learning, in both the cases, parents should understand that what is their role and to what extent their role can become interfering in their children's life. So one more thing I would like to add, that it was always there. The stress of a child going through a learning process was always there, but earlier it was shared between two parties, that is the teacher and the parent. Unfortunately, now only the parents are sharing this burdens. That's why they are feeling very much stressed. So my suggestion for the parents is, please give your child some space, some independence, and let your child learn. Maybe your child would become better than what you expect your child to become with your assistance or with your interference.
So here we have another question coming up from Madam Rumlee.
Ma'am Vidhi, this question is for you. How do we ensure that children are learning in a safe and controlled environment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Rumlee.
Recently, the CBSE boards have cancelled the board examination for classes 10 and 12. So this has become a reason of stress, both for students and for parents. Students, some are of course celebrating, but some are really tense. What will happen to their marks? We are getting constant phone calls and this and that. And recently also we had in the news about the suicide of students. Now, we have given from our end assurance that we will look into your marks. Please don't get tense. But apart from this, how do we look into this issue?
So thank you very much for this, again, very, very relevant question. Unfortunately, in our country, we are giving too much importance to the marks obtained by a student. So we need to tell our student the bigger goal of getting education is not just getting good marks. It is to become a good human being and a successful human being. So we can teach our children if they want to become a successful doctor, engineer, or UPSC aspirant, or IS officer, anything, whatever they want to become in their life, that should be their focus. And these are just the milestone. Passing your 10th examination, 12th examination are just the milestone. And these are only numbers. The marks cannot decide your future. The marks cannot stop you to working for harder further. If you are getting lesser marks, still you can work harder and become whatever you want to become. So we need to counsel our children in that way. That okay, fine, you expected that you will get some 98% of mark or you will become the Don Bosco school topper had it been the regular scenario, but it is the rarest of the rare condition. Maybe you will not get. Children should look at the bigger kind of perspective. Why when the results are out, but are they getting education? What is the bigger perspective of their life? How this anxiety is going to help them, or the confidence is going to help them to become a better person in their life. So we need to revamp the total concept of getting good marks. What purpose it solves in their life. So if those who are celebrating, let them celebrate their life, because anyways, as we know that there is a normal problem, there are then very bad students. Fine, all of them are the part of the normal population. That is why it is known as the normal probability curve. So my suggestion for those very brilliant students is don't get disheartened, because nobody has predicted this situation. But still, you cannot just say that because you don't have the sufficient marks to narrate your success story, so that because of that you will become sad or stressed. This is unjustified. And suicide, not at all. It is not an answer to any problem. It is escapism. Talk to your confidant, those who are your very close friend. Talk to your parents about it. Talk to a counselor. Talk to a psychologist about it. There are professional helps available. There are mental health helplines. So if you are feeling that anxiety, please come out and speak about it. Don't get stressed, and don't take any kind of unfortunate steps just because of something which is uncertain. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now let's move forward with ophthalmologist Dr. H K Choudhury. Sir, is there any rise in the number of patients suffering from any sort of eye complications due to the excessive on-screen time? And what do you prescribe these students as a precautious move to protect their eyes from any further damage?
Hello, good evening. I am audible, madam? I am audible?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, dear. You are very right. Because of these online classes, the problem definitely has gone up. And on this Doctor's Day, I must tell you, our income has also gone up, because there are a lot of patients now. But before I come into this business of my income, since this program is all about coronavirus, first I appreciate the good initiative taken by Don Bosco Authority. It is a wonderful initiative, and I really appreciate it. And I feel every other institution should go for this type of discussion, so that more and more purposeful thing can come out. This is my first point. Thank you, Sharbani madam. Now, since this program is because of pandemic, COVID pandemic, and this is a universal problem, I like to share few interesting points with our student friends before I really answer into the question that I have been given. Now, first is, what is a virus? A virus is a very tiny organic material. It is protein in nature, organic material, either RNA or DNA. And by definition of life, what we read in biology, the definition of life, it is extremely difficult to explain. It is neither alive nor dead. It is not alive or not live because it do not have any metabolism of your own. Because every living organism or every living, even single cell of our body has its own metabolism. But virus has got no metabolism. Virus cannot reproduce itself. I will come into this point because everybody thinks virus reproduces. Virus cannot reproduce by itself. Every living thing produces. We produce children. Trees also have their children, like more trees coming up. Every living thing increases. But virus cannot reproduce itself. Therefore, we cannot call it a living thing. At the same time, it is not dead because it can infect human being or it can infect many other living things. Now, where do we get virus? Viruses are in millions, in plenty everywhere, everywhere. It is in, except sky probably, except sky, it is present in air, it is present in water, it is present in mud, it is present in our food item, and we are actually inhaling or eating millions of virus every day. The only point is all virus do not harm us. Now, which virus harm us, like coronavirus harm us? I will tell you in small how virus harm us. The virus and its harmful effect is just like, lock and key system. Because in our body, every living cell has got a receptor, a peculiar shaped receptor, every cell. And the virus has got, just to get into it, it has got a process. This process has got also a peculiar shape. Now, I'll just show you, supposing this is the receptor, supposing this is the shape of our receptor, the virus process must fit into it like this. Supposing the virus process is like this, it cannot fit. It must be like this only. Therefore, very few virus can fit into our body surface processes. Now how it affect us, I will tell you, my dear student friends. Once the virus get inside the cell, every cell in human body is actually like a full-fledged, a living being. Like I am, as a whole, I am Dr. H K Choudhury, but every cell has its individual metabolism. It has, factory inside it to produce protein and necessary materials. Now, when the virus get into the cell, what it does, it do not multiply. It has got a genetic code. That's why we cannot call it dead also. It do not need metabolism, but it has got a genetic code. By the help of the genetic code, what it does, it takes up its seat in the driving seat of that cell. So it modifies the metabolism of the cell. So the cell, particularly in nasal mucous membrane, respiratory tract, where the virus enters, what those cell does, instead of producing the normal protein and normal metabolism, this, by the influence of the genetic code of the virus, this human cell, they start producing the clone of that virus. That means the virus which has entered, its genetic code direct the cell, human cell, to produce virus. So it is the human cell which produces virus, not the virus which multiplies, like bacteria multiplies 1 into 2. Virus do not do. So that is little bit about the virus. Now coming to your question. Yes, definitely the problem has increased manifold because we have by statistics, approximately 7% error of refraction in children. Only now one guardian and professor, madam, has said that her children are also having little refractive error or something she was telling. So it is because of this undiagnosed and untreated refractive error, the problem has arisen, because now that the children are sitting with their mobile or laptop for hours together, and that also not under supervision of the guardian. What they do, they go close to the item. Whether it may be laptop or it may be mobile. I have seen children are almost touching with their face the mobile or the laptop. So the most important thing, they are not maintaining good posture. It is not good that the teaching room from the school room should go to bedroom. It should not go to bedroom. It should go to study room. And there should be a proper chair, table, and students should sit. I know because of poor economy, many children may not have a good study room also, may not have a chair, may not have a table. But ideally, there should be a chair, there should be a table, and be it mobile or laptop. Laptop is definitely better because screen will be bigger. They should sit almost like sitting in the school classroom, and that should be observed by the guardian. Not everything. Yes, my predecessor, I agree with her that everything should not be interfered. They should be given chance to study, but they should maintain good posture. And most important, whenever the children are unwilling to, continue study and complaining of eye ache or headache or, not comfortable, that should be given full importance. And they should be taken for eye checkup. They should undergo refraction. And if they have got power problem, that should be corrected. I'll just tell you simply two things. You all know that either there may be plus power or there may be minus power. Minus power is myopic, plus power is hypermetropic. Now, hypermetropic children, if they are too close, studying too long, they develop convergent squint, means eyeball go towards the nose. And myopic people also, if they continue study, myopia, their short-sightedness means they can see clearly the near object without accommodation. That is also not good. Normal accommodation should be there. So if you give minus lens, then only see normally by normal accommodation. When they use the laptop without accommodation, myopic people, what they do, they use only one eye like this. So one eye become divergent. So if a myopic child is not treated properly, if they continue homework like online, they will develop divergent squint. And if hypermetropic childs are there, which is by number actually relatively more, they will develop convergent squint. So this is my request to all guardians, all teachers. You also observe if a child is not attentive, I'll tell them that their guardians that they should go for eye checkup. So without comorbidity, ideally there should not be much problem. That is about the children. Yes, another problem is dry eye. But dry eye in children is relatively less. But yes, we are definitely getting some dry eye problem in children because during computer work, during looking into screen for prolonged period, the blinking mechanism is diminished. Sometimes the children do not blink. Even my granddaughter, I see sometimes not studying yet, only 2 years. But when she is looking into the TV screen, she is not blinking for quite some time. I wonder how she maintains without blinking. But this is statistically proved that when we do monitoring, even dry eye syndrome, even in most advanced America and other countries also, it is very common, dry eye. So therefore, those who are doing computer work, they should be asked to blink. They should be asked to blink voluntarily. And for teachers, madams, and for teachers, gents teacher, I will suggest that after, doing some computer work, at least give a break of 1 minute or 2 minutes. Just wash your face with cold water and then come to your work. Another problem with my question was for mainly students, but I want to include teachers also, because many of our teachers are above 40. And after 40, many of our teachers are unwilling to take a spectacle. Yes, they are unwilling. They, for any reason, particularly lady teachers, they don't want to go for spectacle. Of course, respected teachers, I find they are with specs. So my point is, after 40, the near vision recedes, and therefore it is time for you to go for a spectacle. Don't go for bifocal, because bifocal spectacle will look buddha or buri. So therefore, no need of showing your 40 years age. If you don't want to show, take progressive glass. So that will be without any mark, and you can comfortably use. Take a stylish frame. It will look even more good. So this is about, and I think that is okay. That is okay. But the only thing, another point is that what Madam has also said, I think parental supervision is really important. I have also some grandson and all from my other, cousin side. So I think they are getting addicted to mobile beyond their teaching hours. Also they don't, because father, what they will do, they will keep the mobile with their son and daughter, and they will go for their job or for their business. They will return at night. So whole day the mobile will be with the student only. So therefore parental supervision is, I think, is very important, not interfering in their study. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable advice.
Hridyesha, we have a question for you. First of all, tell me, are you enjoying your online classes? And which method you prefer in future, physical class or online class?
A very good evening to everyone present here. I thank all my teachers for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this discussion. So first of all, as we know this, the situation has introduced us to a new world of learning which we were never familiar with before. I was not familiar with it before. So this situation, the online classes, the learning has switched from physical classes to online classes, as we already know. Now this one has many advantages as well as disadvantages. So now if we look at the advantages, and if we look at the fact that there is no other option other than this online classes, and if I look at the advantage as well, I can say that not really enjoying, but I am liking the efforts made by our teachers, absolutely. I thank my teachers for going out of their way and making their best efforts, and I am liking it. It is very beneficial for me, and there are advantages of it. For like example, some topics are there which are understood more nicely in the online platform with the help of videos or PowerPoint presentations rather than the blackboard and chalk method. But on the other side of the coin, it has many disadvantages as well. In the physical classes, the teacher can give some of us some personal attention, those of us who need it. But then in this online platform, the teacher really, she does cater or he does cater to our needs, but then the doubt is not properly understood by us in this online platform. Maybe there is some kind of technical issue. Of course, there are technical issues in the middle of some doubt clearing session. Might be there is some voice break or something. If there is no voice break or anything, then still for some students, for some of my friends, the concept would not be that properly understood. So I won't say that it is equally enjoyable for every one of us. Now, in future, I would obviously prefer the physical classes. As I said, that the physical class can never be a alternative for online classes in the future when the times get better. But then some elements from online classes, as I said, the PowerPoints or the videos which are more engrossing to us can be included, and these are included in our school with the help of the whiteboard or the educom, which we call it. It shows us a few animations regarding the particular topic along with our teacher's explanation. So recently I have seen it. This is called hybrid mode mode of classes. So if we use that, I know and I believe that it will be a very nice experience for us students. Thank you.
And move on to our psychologist, Dr. Vidhi Pilania. Madam Vidhi, the public space of students have been altered and recasted into private space. So, ma'am, how will the students augment their socializing skills and confidence without having a public space?
Thank you, Somya, for this question. First of all, let us understand this concept of the public space and the social space or the private space. If you are calling the public space is only a space where you are actually lively meeting people, I think that's a wrong concept. Now, this pandemic has given you an ample opportunity to connect with your roots, to connect with your parents, to connect with your grandparents, and to learn much more social skills. So if you feel that just because you're not going to school and you are not able to meet your friends or colleagues or your very special friends, so it will lack in developing social skills, that's not a right notion. We have now ample time to explore our hobbies, to explore ourselves, to explore on our personality. We can develop our personality because earlier we were cribbing that we don't have much time to interact with people around us. You know, when there are some special occasion in your house, you have to be absent because you have a unit test on next day. When guests are coming home, you are not meeting to your guests because you have to study for your next day classes. Now these excuses are not there. If you have grandparents in your house, you have ample time to talk to them, to know more about your culture, to know more about the life. I think they are the best life coaches. So if we talk about social skill is hampered, I don't think so. It has really hampered just because the lively public spaces are not available. Definitely, adolescents are going to miss their peers because at this age, the peers are the one who plays very important role. During childhood, parents are playing very important role, and when a child start going to school, teachers are playing very important role. But after the teenage, peers do play very important role. But if we look at the brighter side of this pandemic opportunity, it has definitely given us ample time to efficiently manage our activity scheduling, effectively managing our activity scheduling, to work on ourselves. Earlier, we want to do so many things. I used to counsel children in the school, and they used to tell me that they want to do a lot of things, but they are not able to do because of the shortage of time. Now you have 24 hours. The travel time we have saved, commuting from your house to school, that time has been saved. That time can be utilized. You can sit with your parents and you can talk about your problem. Much more interaction can be made between parent and the child, which was lacking earlier, because children used to spend maximum of their time in school or the coaching classes with the peers, and at times they are not getting the right solution of their problem. So this can be seen as an opportunity to develop social skill rather than cribbing that the social skills cannot be developed. I hope, Somya, I have given you a satisfactory answer.
Thank you, Madam Vidhi.
Yes, ma'am.
So we had a very fruitful virtual panel discussion here. This was a first attempt and we might have many flaws, so please do forgive us for that. I, on behalf of the entire team, thank the panelists for spending their valuable time for us. And I also thank the presenters and the Boscotech team for helping or making this possible. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.